a little friend with him as well, haven't you, Casey?
Yeah, Karen wants to say hello. She's grown her hair out a little bit for you guys.
And she's having some fun with her colour as well, by the looks of it.
Oh yeah, Karen's no longer Karen. Like I don't know, she's posh now. She's not going to complain to the manager or anything anymore. She's learned a lesson.
Oh, fantastic. Well, as we know, salons up throughout the UK have all got their reopening dates pretty much now. So everyone's sort of planning now for that reopening day. So I guess now's a good time to start thinking about extra ways that you will be able to bring in revenue when your salon does reopen. So I guess kind of what the looks that you'll be doing on Karen for us today, that will sort of help to show your clients what they can do with their electrical tools at home.
Yeah, I think that I think there's a really big gap in the market for electricals. I think everybody knows how to use something. I think that or every client thinks they know how to use something, unless we show them and unless we give them the tools and the understanding of how to use it, you know, when doing it on yourself. And I think that especially now more than ever, we've been through such a long period of time where we haven't been able to go to the hairdressers or pamper ourselves. So I think by using electrical tools and teaching clients how to do that at home, it's a great way to, it's almost like preparing people if this happens again, like, oh, actually, if you want to style your hair this way, if you need to do it yourself, then do it this way. And I think using electrical tools to styling has become such a common thing now anyway. And I think people are going to be wanting to treat themselves a little bit more. And I think it's the perfect way to do it.
Definitely. And so do you want to maybe talk us through what you're demonstrating then on Karen for us and how clients can recreate this at home?
Yeah, so I'm just going to create a really, really simple wave.
Oh, we've just lost your screen for a second there, Casey.
There you go.
Yeah, you're back again.
So I'm just going to create a really simple wave using my Cloud9 medium irons. And I find that this is the easiest kind of wave that clients can recreate at home because it's not too fiddly. It's literally just kind of put it in and put it down. That's all it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the hair in the bottom of my plate, which is here. And I'm just going to turn the iron away from the face and slide it down. Now, by showing clients how to do this, you almost kind of give your clients that independence of, right, okay, I can do this. All I need now is the appropriate tool to use. Because again, there's so many straighteners out there, let's be real, and there's so many heated tools, but very few of them are very prescriptive. A lot of them are maybe just one heat. So using a Cloud9 tool where you can literally choose your heat temperature, it's almost like prescribing a specific heat for a specific hair type. You know, on my fine hair clients, I only use 125 degrees because I don't need to use any more than that. It's almost like turning your iron up full heat and then putting it onto a silk blouse. It's just going to shrivel and it's going to singe. So I think there's definitely a heat for every hair type, and I think clients aren't aware of that unless we educate them about it.
Yeah, as well. Definitely. So what temperature are you using on Karen?
I'm using 150 degrees on Karen, so just in there, 150 degrees. And the reason I'm using 150 degrees is because she's got medium fine texture. It's a little bit bleached, so it's it needs a little bit more heat to kind of react, but it's not damaged. So even though it's bleached, it still feels silky and soft and smooth. But also, I think it's really, really important that when using heated tools, we kind of use heat defense as well. So I normally use the Magical Potion from Cloud9. And this is great because it's oil-based. Even though it's a wet product, you can use it on dry hair and it doesn't crackle or singe. Instead, it just sinks into the hair and it really helps kind of coat the hair, and it creates a lot of shine, which is perfect, especially for this kind of wave. Definitely. We want it to feel really nice and shiny.
And I guess, Casey, if you have a regular client that comes back into your salon and they've already got the Cloud9 electrical tools, I guess that could be a good upsell technique as well to kind of get some more revenue coming in. What kind of upselling techniques do you use to sort of encourage clients to to invest in the styling products to go alongside the tools?
I think a lot of the time clients will see me because they've already trusted in me and they've already purchased the Cloud9 tool. They're already invested in the product and in the brand. So when using the products that go alongside it, these products actually keep the tools safe as well. You know, there's no build-up of product when using these. So it's almost like having a shampoo and a conditioner together. They go together. Essentially, using a lot of other products with these tools can gather a lot of product on the plates and almost damage the plate and damage the mineral in the plate. Whereas these products actually kind of coincide with it, and they actually help keep the iron in check and in good condition. So they work kind of as a pair. They're almost one without the other. It's not necessarily pointless, but you get better results with both.
Yeah, definitely. Fantastic. And then what are your tips, Casey, for a new client? Because I'm guessing you're probably going to be getting quite a few new clients coming into your salon when you reopen. Are you getting lots of inquiries at the moment from new people?
Yeah, so unfortunately, I'm personally not accepting new clients because we were so backlogged with clients that I simply won't be able to fit any new clients in. However, when the time comes that we will be getting new clients in, and my staff will be getting new clients as well, I think that it's really, really important to build a relationship with that client by advising them on something that's specifically best for their hair.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of there's a lot of groups on Facebook where people post text messages and messages from their clients saying how their client back chatted and said, this costs too much, or I'm not happy with my color that you done 7 weeks ago. And, I think it's all down to the way that we chat to our clients, make them feel like they're part of the decision, and then making them feel like, I'm going to advise that you need this. I'm not going to sell it to you. I'm just going to recommend, I'm just going to recommend it.
Definitely.
And I think there's a massive difference between trying to push something on a client as opposed to recommending it, explaining how to use it, and explaining what the attributes, the benefits are of a Cloud9 tool. For example, the minerals in the plate actually help improve the condition of the hair. So I think that's something really unique and really different. And again, with the temperature gauge, like prescribing your client a temperature, okay, your temperature for straight hair is 125 degrees, but your temperature for curls is 100, 150, and they are your temperatures to use.
Yeah.
And I think that it makes the client feel like it's their own, it's meant for them. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's definitely like creating a personal service using a heated tool.
Which is fantastic. We've Anne Jarris has just said, what's the heat defense product you're using? She didn't quite catch the name of it.
So it's called Cloud9 Magical Potion.
Magical Potion.
Yeah, so it's actually called Quick Dry Potion. So you normally use this on wet hair. Now, when you use this on wet hair, it helps the hair dry in up to 50% quicker.
Amazing.
So it actually uses oil to help evaporate the water quicker. So it pushes the water out and it replaces it with oil. So it's very well conditioning. It's a bi-level product. So the oil floats on the top and the liquid is at the bottom. And you just have to shake it to make it like this milky consistency. The reason I use this on dry is because it really does it melts everything in together, it just kind of seals everything in, and it just makes it, that shine just kind of glow a little bit more. And like I said, it doesn't, like a lot of heat defense products, it doesn't crackle or it doesn't singe because it is an oil-based product. It'll just help smooth instead and condition.
Fantastic. And a very good question from Becky Norman. How can you safely disinfect the irons, or how do you plan on safely disinfecting them, Casey?
So after every client, generally we clean our irons anyway. I'm a bit OCD about cleanliness, so it's like second nature to me. But when you just need to leave the irons cool down for around 10 minutes, and be sure not to just kind of jump at them straight away with a damp cloth or something, because you'll burn yourself. So let the iron cool down, and then use maybe an antibacterial wipe or something just to completely and utterly disinfect the product. Don't bleach don't use strong products because they will damage the plate and they'll damage the iron. But just a soft, like a soft cloth, so not tissue and not a tea towel, something that you might use to wipe a screen of a computer, like those anti-static cloths.
Yep.
They are perfect for cleaning irons because you can actually use them to get any buildup off without damaging the plate as well.
Fantastic. And Anne came back and said, would you use anything else with it? Because obviously you're using the magic potion.
Yeah.
Use any other products with it, or have we not got to that part yet, Casey? Are we jumping the gun a little bit?
So I haven't actually used anything else on Karen. She's generally just a magical potion kind of gal. However, I'm sure that if you wish to use other products aren't going to severely damage your iron. That's not what I'm trying to kind of get across here. I'm just trying to make sure that we know that this will actually, it'll actually just keep the iron as good as it is when you first bought it. Sometimes a lot of products with a lot of alcohol will build up on the plate. For example, some people use hairspray with straighteners, which really quite stresses me out because the amount of alcohol that you're using with heat can be really, really taxing on the hair and really drying. So the reason I'm just using this at the moment is because not only am I thinking about the integrity of the iron, I'm thinking about the integrity of the hair as well, and just ensuring that I'm protecting it from heat. And it's the only product that I need. Yeah. That's the only reason I'm using it. And if maybe, when the waves are done, that I want to use maybe a hairspray then fine, but for when I'm actually using the iron, just this is what I use.
Definitely, and that's a good educational piece for clients as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we forget that clients aren't aware of how to keep their hair safe unless we advise them, unless we recommend them. And your client already trusts you, and this is going to sound awful, but it's almost as if you need to take advantage of that trust, because if they trust you to do their hair, they will trust you enough to buy, the appropriate product off you. They'll trust you enough that when you say that this iron will, keep the condition of the hair sorted as long as you're prescribing them with a specific heat, they should trust in you anyway. So I think that utilizing that trust, and especially after this COVID-19, when we all go back, a lot of us, myself included, we're going to struggle because we're not doing as many clients because we're only doing one client at a time. So I think it's really important that we try and find other ways to increase our productivity and increase our income. Definitely. And I think heated tools are such a huge way to do that.
And like you say, as you'll be giving them that first class service one-on-one, you might as well use that time during the styling part of the service to really explain to them the benefits of the professional tools that you're using.
Yeah, I mean, a really good point to make to clients is I use this iron 9 to 10 times a day. I've had this iron for 3 years. So if I can use this for 3 years, 9 to 10 times a day, and you only use it once a day, maybe not even that often, imagine how long these are going to last you. These are professional products for a reason. They are built to be used and used and used. So when a client buys it, they almost get like triple the life of a product that a hairdresser would, because they're using it extremely, like a lot less. And I think that's a really great way of marketing a professional tool, is that letting them know that it's actually built for a much longer life than something that you might buy off the shelf in Boots.
Definitely, 100%. And also you get the professional quality, but there's also kind of different ranges, isn't there, like the Alchemy Collection?
So the Alchemy Collection specifically is they brought it, I think Cloud9 brought it out maybe about a year and a half ago, and it's gorgeous, it's stunning. Cloud9 don't necessarily shout about, we're changing the color. That's not what Cloud9 is about. Cloud9 is about the condition of the hair, integrity and luxury. So bringing out maybe a pink iron or this or that, it's just not in their DNA. But what they do instead is they add expensive feeling attributes, and the Alchemy Collection is one of those. It's only available in salons, so you can't buy it online. You can't buy it through other retailers. You can only buy it in salons. So if you are a salon and you stock Cloud9, you are going to be the only person that has the Alchemy set, basically, because it's salon exclusive. And again, that's another way to make your client feel like they're getting something that nobody else has, because it's not available anywhere else.
Definitely. Well, do check out. We've got the website professional.cloud9hair.com at the top of the comments. So do have a little look on their website to look at the professional options available. Yeah. And also, Casey, we were chatting before, weren't we, about the fact that obviously you're super booked up. And when you do see a client, you probably won't be able to see them again for quite a while, will you? So
yeah,
I guess actually teaching clients how to maintain their hair and how to style it between appointments is going to be more important than ever, isn't it?
You know what, you hit the nail on the head there. It's going to be more important than ever, because I've been in the salon for an hour this morning, and already, you know, I've had about 20 or 30 phone calls, and it's going to be a matter of, if you are a busy stylist and you're going to be fully booked for the next 3 months and you're not going to be able to see your client for another 3 months, you've got to ensure that they know how to use a heated tool to make them feel like they can manage their hair. And you're almost kind of handing the baton to your client and kind of giving them a bit of independence. And I think that, you know, a lot of the time what we'll do is we'll offer a client a free blow dry. If they're interested in the product, we'll ask them to bring in their own heated tools. If they're not Cloud9 already, we'll do one side with their heated tools and one side with ours. And generally they are blown away, because they can see the difference of a professional tool as opposed to a consumer tool that they've bought off the shelf. And I think that, you know, if clients can manage and maintain their hair with a professional product, I think that they end up respecting you a lot more. And in the long run, it's almost like a loyalty thing. They'll feel way more loyal to you if, you know, if you've given them really good, sound, honest advice, not just, you know, selling them something. If it's honest advice, and if you truly believe in the Cloud9 product, then your client will, you know, they'll buy it straight away.
Definitely. So will you be encouraging your clients to either bring in their tools to have a play, or to just sort of do a little bit of a play with them at the end of their appointments over the next
I mean, I do it anyway. I sometimes, if my client asks me, how do I do this wave, I'll stop, I'll hand on the iron, and I'll talk them through it. And it's almost like giving them a mini tutorial or a mini lesson there and then, you know, giving the client the experience of managing and maintaining their own hair to see what kind of results that they can actually achieve with the right skill set. If they don't have Cloud9, then I'll always offer my clients to bring in their other tool if they're interested, because again, I don't personally want to push something on my client. I want them to make them feel like they've made the decision, even though I've planted the seed of, oh, have you tried Cloud9 before? No. Maybe the next appointment they'll go, oh, can you tell me a bit more about the Cloud9? And it's almost like that seed grows and grows, and it takes over their brain. And then by the end of the month, all they can think about is Cloud9 irons.
Yeah, definitely.
So, you know, as long as you're planting the seed and you believe in the product, I think that they'll really the clients will take advantage of that as well.
Fantastic. Well, actually, we've had somebody ask us, how often should you replace your electrical tools, which is a great question for people that may have clients who may have existing ones and have had them for years, but may not have realized that technology might have moved on a little bit since when they bought.
I think it's different for us as hairdressers compared to clients, because we use ours so much more often. I've had a lot of my Cloud9 tools for 6 or 7 years. You know, I've had them for a long time. Since Cloud9 first started in the UK, I've had Cloud9 tools. So for us as hairdressers, I think it's generally, you know, whenever you feel like your product is tired, or if you want to use something that's a bit better than what you're currently using, you know, a bit more prescriptive, something maybe that's going to benefit your client a bit more. Whereas a client, I generally feel like people tend to hold on to their heated tools for a lot longer if you're a client. You know, I've got clients who have had their strings for 10 years and they're not budging because they think that they're amazing, but I've seen their irons and they're just hideous. So I think recommending your clients every 3 or 4 years, you know, you've used it now, what's going to happen is, and even though generally sometimes this isn't the case, because I know that with Cloud9, you generally don't lose heat in the plate. However, a lot of the time, a lot of other brands or a lot of other consumer products, they might lose heat much quicker. So then advising them that they need to change their tools every 2 to 3 years is really important. And especially with hair dryers, I think that a lot of people don't initially think about hair dryers as a damaging product, but actually a lot of clients will be using a hairdryer that's overheating way too much. So advising your clients to look down the nozzle, and if they see red, you know, like that kind of glowing light, if you see that down a hairdryer, you need to change your hairdryer because it's overheating and it's singeing your hair.
Definitely, that's a great tip there, Casey. And I guess another point to make is that obviously everyone's gone through a stressful period over the past few months.
Yeah.
And that can be taken out on the hair and the nails and the scalp, can't it? So using tools that's going to protect your hair and not damage it is probably more important than maybe it was before.
I think it's almost like having well-being for hair.
Yeah.
And I think it's like self-care is such an important thing right now. And I think people are really invested in self-care. And I think now more than ever, you know, don't forget, clients have been sat at home, they've been getting paid from furlough, but they haven't been spending their money on anything because they've been sat at home. So A, they have a budget to buy a new tool, but B, more than ever, now specifically more than ever, people want to treat themselves and they want to make themselves feel good. So if you're using a product that can help the integrity of the hair, actually help the condition of the hair whilst using it, you know, people will buy into that because it's become quite the thing to do at the moment. You know, I'm really into taking care of my mental health. I'm really into taking care of my physical health. And if I did have hair, I'd be using Cloud9 tools, but I'm bald, so it doesn't matter.
And you've got Karen, so it's all good, Casey.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I got Karen. She's my best mate. She lets me do whatever I want. I've actually got about 12 Karens, so you know, if she doesn't know how to,
Karen, though, are they?
Yeah, no, they're not. But yeah, I think now more than ever, people are really invested in almost admin for yourself. You know, just kind of taking that bit of time to reconnect, and you know, even if it's spending half an hour heat styling your hair and making yourself feel nice, I think that it can definitely have an incredible impact on your well-being and on your self-esteem.
Definitely. So I guess people shouldn't feel guilty about trying to sell a more expensive luxury product because the client wants it and would love to have it as part of their self-care routine. And obviously it's a great benefit to you in the salon for generating some extra revenue as well.
Absolutely. I think it's so funny, as hairdressers, we almost feel guilty for recommending something, or we feel guilty for putting our prices up by £1, you know. We almost feel guilty, you know, like if we have a really large bill, we go to the till and then we let the receptionist deal with it because we feel really guilty about it, you know. And I think knowing your self-worth and knowing that you're a professional, and as a professional, people come to you for advice. People come to you because they want that advice. People don't come to, like, don't get me wrong, people will come to you because they're your fan. You know, if you have a loyal client, then they'll come to you because they're a fan of you. However, they also come to you because you're really good at what you do.
Yeah.
And I think that utilizing that, you know, and telling yourself that, right, okay, I'm a professional hairdresser. I'm more than capable of recommending something that's really, really good for my client. I do apologize.
No worries at all, Casey. Yeah.
And then, yeah, so I think that we should really take advantage of that.
Definitely. So we've had a couple more questions. I think this was to do with the styling product. Where can we purchase this product? What's the retail price?
So you can buy this from Cloud9 online. I believe it's between 15 to 18 pounds, depending on the size of bottle that you get, but you will have to double check on Cloud9 online for the specific price. If you're a professional and you're buying it, I'm sure you get it. If you buy a certain amount, you get it for cheaper. But I know that it's sold for around 18 pounds, so it'll probably cost you less than that anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of the best, like, and it smells incredible. So you know what clients are like over smell, they just go nuts over something that smells nice.
Smells
so
amazing.
This is one of the most requested products that we have.
Amazing.
So yeah,
brilliant. That's a good, and it's a good upsell, isn't it, for people that already have the electrical tools, that want to get an even better result.
I think that upselling your sale is super important. You know, even if a client doesn't have Cloud9, letting them know, you know, feel confident, let them know that actually the iron is great, but to go with the iron, you're going to need this magical potion. To go with the iron, or maybe to get your hair up, you're going to need some of these incredible crocodile clips that hold any amount of hair up. You know, it's all about trying to increase that sale just a touch more without looking like you're increasing the sale. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, completely. Yeah, I mean, if it's you as an expert sharing your expertise, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the time we forget we're in business. This is business at the end of the day. People pay us money to get their hair done. So I think that we shouldn't really shy away from that. And you know, if people want to spend money, then we should give them a reason, and we should give them the knowledge on what they need to purchase. Definitely.
And then we've had a question here saying, do the wide plate curls as well as the smaller plates work on longer hair?
So I love the large iron. I absolutely love the wide iron. It's fabulous. On longer hair, yes, it does curl really well. However, it depends what kind of curl you want, and it depends on the longevity of that curl. If you want really soft, kind of supple waves, then yes, the large iron is great. And it's actually much easier to use on longer hair because it feels like it caters to a bit more hair inside the plate. However, if you want tighter wave, then the medium iron is for you. But it'll all depend on the length of your hair and what kind of result you like it. But generally, a lot of the time on my long hair clients, I use the wide iron because it's my go-to choice. Amazing. Well, that's looking absolutely stunning, Casey. She's looking much better.
She's looking gorgeous. And are there any are there any unconventional ways of using the tools that you can kind of really show off to your clients and get them excited about?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So one way that you can, I'm just going to pop this curl in here real quick because this is bugging me. I'm just going to pop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of flyaways from the top here using my Cloud9 iron.
Amazing.
And I think clients, you know, like who have those like little kind of, you get the little statics on the top, or like all the new hair regrowth that a lot of clients have. So to get rid of those, generally what I might do is I would either use a really soft hold hairspray, and I mean really soft, very light hold, or I would just use the magical potion. However, you do get a better result with some sort of hold spray. Just spray the roots and then close the iron, and just with this part of the iron, put that on the scalp and just kind of press it down, and it instantly pushes down. It almost like seals those pieces of hair down. And even on this now, it's taking away any static or flyaway hair, and we're left with a really kind of smooth hairline here. Sorry,
super glossy.
Your face is a bit, it's super glossy. I'm gonna turn that down a little bit. There you go. So it's like super smooth, no flyaways or anything. And that's my number one tip for using irons in an unconventional way, because I have so many clients that have those and they hate it, and they just spray like lots of hairspray on it and try and kind of stick it down. But actually using heat and just a small amount of hairspray works even better, because it's almost like you're setting the hair to sit flatter.
Definitely. Yeah, no, that looks absolutely gorgeous. That's a great tip there, Casey.
Oh, thank you.
Fantastic. We're coming to the end of the session now, Casey. So just to wrap up, were there any final tips that you wanted to share for how to create some extra revenue when you reopen from luxury electrical tools such as Cloud9?
Sure. I just need to repeat this, that I think that now more than ever, people are really wanting to invest in themselves. And I think now is the time that we approach that with a bit of care and a bit of humility, whilst using a Cloud9 tool and trying to make people feel better by styling it, but also giving people the tools and letting the client use the tool is a great way to sell the tool, because you're allowing them an experience. You're allowing them to use the product before buying. It's almost like taking it for a test drive. Allow the client to take the product for a test drive, and they'll feel way more comfortable with it, and they'll actually see how great the product is as well.
Fantastic. So use that that first class experience that you'll be doing with each and every customer from now on. To actually experiment with the styling aspect at the end and get them excited, and they won't want to leave without it then.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's a great way for any kind of product, specifically for heated products, but even for other products like the magical potion, etc., or the clips, showing them how much hair you can get up in one of these clips. Clients come nuts over that stuff.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Casey. It's been a fantastic session. We've all loved seeing Karen's transformation. She's super glossy and chic now, isn't she?
Yes, much better.
Oh, fantastic. And if anyone is inspired to have a look at Cloud9's tools and see how they could benefit your salon, go to professional.cloud9hair.com. And I'm sure they can also check you out, Casey, on Instagram for any more hints and tips.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ahead of reopening as well.
I have a lot of the time. I've got a few tutorials using the Cloud9 tools. So if anybody's interested, my handle is @kcc_hair.
Fantastic. And we've got through this whole session without your salon phone ringing, so that we've done quite well there, haven't we? Because I'm sure it's just for everybody watching, the phones are going to be off the hook over the next couple of weeks, aren't they? So,
yeah. Oh my God. Thank you so much, Laura. It's been great.
Yeah, definitely. So thank you for sharing your hints and tips with us, and we look forward to seeing you very soon.
Thank you, Laura.
Casey, thank you everyone for watching.
Bye.
Bye.